So many people want to be healthier, want to eat better, or just generally want to be happier. And a lot of people think that the only way to do that is to make huge changes, to go on like huge detox diets, to lose like 10 pounds in one day, to cut back on everything, to eat salads all day, to go jogging every day. The list goes on, but actually the solution is to implement small little changes, little by little, until you are comfortable with them and they become habits. So today I'm going to be giving you 10 simple health and lifestyle tips that you can apply to your everyday life. So the first tip is that you should cut back on sugary drinks. I'm gonna go give an illustration right now. I usually never ever have these, so I'm really excited to be able to illustrate my point. They try to, like with all this green, they try to make it seem like it's not that unhealthy, but it's just sugar, it's terrible. And guess what? The diet version isn't even better. In fact, if you're interested in learning why, then you can check out the video I made about that right here. I'm trying to be super fun and entertaining by moving the camera around, but actually my camera battery dies within 5 minutes of it not being plugged, so I'm not going to be able to do that much. But what I wanted to add for the sugary drinks is that if you're used to drinking soda or fruit juice or anything like for each meal, then don't just quit everything cold turkey. That's going to be way too hard and you're going to crack and you're going to end up like binging on soda for days when you get the chance. So what you should do instead is cut back little by little. Start by only having a drink every other meal, 1 drink of soda, and then start skipping a few days before you have it. Start making it like a treat on Friday night. For me, that's what it is. I never have soda on a regular basis, but every once in a while, like on Friday night, I like to have like a little can of Coca-Cola Cherry. That's like my favorite soda. You have to do little things like that. Again, start small. If you quit everything right away, it's not going to be long lasting. If you get used to it little by little, then it can actually work. Second thing you should do is reduce your alcohol consumption. First of all, alcohol has a lot of calories, as you may know. They are liquid calories, so calories that you don't realize that you're getting basically. You're not going to be like, oh, I'm super hungry, I'm just going to have a glass of alcohol and not be hungry anymore. Like, nobody says that. It's the same thing as sodas and drinks in general. And another thing about alcohol is that it can make you more prone to overeating or like indulging in foods that you normally wouldn't have had. When you've had a few drinks, then you're just like, oh, whatever, who cares? And then you end up eating like a whole pizza. Again, same thing as the soda. If you're used to drinking a glass of wine with each meal, try to make it like every other meal. Or if you're used to going all out on Friday night, try to limit yourself to a certain number of drinks. Do that little by little until you are comfortable, and then move on and stop alcohol altogether. No, just kidding. Just reserve it for the special occasions. The third thing you should do, and which is really easy right now, is to limit eating out. When you go to a restaurant, you're more likely to overeat than when you cook your meals at home. And if you go to fast foods, then you're eating processed foods and you're likely to be getting more calorie dense and nutrient not full foods. And when we all go back to school or work, then try to bring some leftovers from your previous meals instead of getting some fast food or eating out. It will save you time and money and you will be healthier. The fourth thing you need to do is you need to prefer whole foods over processed foods. Again, I say this in every video, but it's true. Whole foods are full of great health benefits and processed foods are filled with, oh, a person just walked by the window and stared at me weird because you can see everything. So I was saying eat whole foods instead of processed foods. So whole grains instead of white rice or white pasta and stuff like that. Whole fruits instead of fruit juice. Whole vegetables instead of like ready-made soups and like canned ratatouille or stuff like that. And you know, the list goes on. The more you eat these whole foods, then the less room you will have for the processed foods, and also processed foods are addicting, so the less you have them, then the less you will crave them. You just need to start, and then it will happen. Starting is the hardest, and once you get in those little habits, once you get used to it, then you won't even think about it. Another tip I have for you is to eat mindfully. Again, I say this a lot, but when you're in a fast-paced world, it's really easy to see eating food on the go. It's really easy for that to be your norm. And I see this, like I see it's the difference between French people and American people. I mean, those are the only two I know. In America, it's just normal to eat on the go and just to not have sit-down meals and everybody grabs their own snack. Whereas in France, it's normal to have sit-down meals for every meal. We all have meals as a family. We eat full meals. We take the time to eat. We take the pleasure in eating, and that's really what you have to do. If you're just eating like a sandwich while you're doing some work emails or watching even like a movie, it does that when you're watching movies. You have a tendency to eat more. Okay, I'm speaking way too fast. I should slow down. But I was saying, you have a tendency to eat more and to not really pay attention to what you're eating, so you're gonna feel hungry sooner, and it's just not good. You really need to start mindful eating so that you regain control over your eating habits. You learn to listen to your hunger and fullness cues, and you eat when you're hungry and you stop when you're full. That seems like a very basic thing, but actually really few people do it. It's actually really hard. You need to be really in tune with your body. So for that, practice mindful eating. And if you're interested about mindful eating and want to know more about it, I made a video about it that you can check out right here or in the description. I'm now on my bed to illustrate another point for a healthy lifestyle, which is to get good sleep and to sleep enough and to get good sleep quality. And I'm like the worst person to say this because I have terrible sleep quality. I sleep really badly, but I know that it's really hard to prioritize sleep when we have some free time in the evening. We would rather spend it watching a movie or chatting with friends or reading or taking a bath or whatever, but it's important once in a while to prioritize sleep and to just go to bed earlier so that you have a nice, healthy, long night of sleep. Most likely you won't regret it. Like whenever I go to sleep earlier, I always wake up thanking myself for it. So you really should try to get some more sleep. I contemplated leaving my 7th tip out because it doesn't really work in the current context, but then I thought that this is going to be over in a few months or weeks, or not a long time, hopefully. So I'm still going to go ahead and say it. You need to spend more time outdoors. It's super important. Being outside has a lot of health benefits apart from the vitamin D from the sun that is really important that you get, but there's also some great health benefits of being outside. And if you want to know more about that, I wrote an article similar to this for the Thrive Global site, and I'm going to put that in the link in the description. So of course there's so many outdoor activities you can do. You can run, walk, hike, visit some sites, go to the park. There's tons of things you can do, and if you're too lazy to do any of that, like I am most of the time, you can just go outside and read and lie down and even sleep, listen to music. Favorite ways to spend time outside. Another thing you need to do, again, not the best thing in the current context, but you need to be more active. And I don't mean going for a run. Like, I hate going for a run. I mean, if you love that, great, but you don't have to do that. There's so many other things you can do. My current favorite thing to do is to put on like a dance workout on YouTube and to dance to it. That's just so fun, and it's a way to be active. I would suggest finding activities that are actually fun to you. Like, I used to go to the gym and I hated the gym, and then I just realized, just do what you love, and what I love is dancing, and I'm still active while dancing. So you really need to find something that you enjoy so that doing physical activity becomes something fun and something that you look forward to and not a chore. Another important tip that you can do is to take time for yourself. Now, I know while saying this you're probably thinking, okay, but I don't have time. I already don't have time to do all the things I need to do. I don't have time to do physical activity. I don't have even time to shower, so like I'm not gonna just use some me time. But actually having some me time is super important for your health. And the trick to being able to have some me time is to actually schedule it. Like I've really seen this with myself. If I don't schedule in some me time, then I'm just not gonna take it. There's always gonna be something I have to do that's more urgent, or that, you know, absolutely needs to get done. But if on my scheduler, on my planner, I write, read a book, paint my nails, like I actually write this, like paint my nails. Also, it gives me like the satisfaction of crossing it out. If you just think of it as something that, you know, you'll do if you have time, that you're never gonna do it. So make it a task that you have to do, and you will do it, and you will feel amazing. And so basically shifting from an unhealthy lifestyle to a healthy one doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be all at the same time. It shouldn't be all at the same time. If you try to do these 10 tips all at the same time, you're gonna panic and end up not doing anything. Just focus on one, and when you master that one, then move on to the next one, and then the next one, until you have a super healthy lifestyle and are super happy with yourself. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like it and subscribe, and see you on my next one. Bye!